What is F1 2020 like with 2,000 horsepower? Well, I've done this video in the past, haven't I? And a few of you guys have requested this as well recently. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do it on F1 2020 for the first time. And we have doubled the horsepower. So we've doubled the output of the internal combustion engine. We've doubled the output of the MGUK. And we've doubled the output of the turbo. So overall, we've got about 2,000 horsepower to play with. But also, half the fuel consumption as well and stuff, just to make it all nice and balanced. Because otherwise, we'd be, burning through our battery capacity if we just left it on full or double output, but didn't have it charging anymore. But anyway, going down the grid then straight away, we're going to go for Ferrari at Monza. Where else would it be? Temple of Speed, it's got to be, hasn't it? And here we go then on the pit exit. Bit of wheel spin there straight away. He's got the bar on the bottom right, which shows the throttle input that I'm giving the game. And you see here on the pit exit, already up to 350 kilometers an hour before we hit the first turn. That was a very small amount, a little bit of instant wheel spin there. Just getting used to the insane power this car's now got. We're also in lean, it should be noted, with no ERS deployment at the moment. It's this is just pure low engine power, supposedly, but we're still reaching over 380 kilometers an hour there. Serious speed. And actually, I have to say, this game actually handles okay with this. I found this previously with F1 games. Surprisingly, the mods is quite adaptable. It just shows that it has got quite a natural handling model this year. I did struggle a little bit more with it last year, but this year, obviously, it's more sensitive, but it's not, ridiculous in any way. It's perfectly handleable. It's perfectly fine. You do obviously have to be a lot more careful on the power, but other than that, and brake a lot earlier. But other than that, you pretty much just drive it the same. To be honest, it's really quite impressive that when you change something this much and it's still just kind of more or less the same. But anyway, letting you that pass. But we're actually going to skip ahead to my best lap. So that's my out lap, just to show you the very first lap with 2,000 horsepower. And now this is going to be my quali lap. So this has got max fuel mix setting and full hot lap ERS deployment. And here we go then straight away on the exit. What do we get to by the finish line? 380 just by the finish line. DRS as well. 410 rather. Just taking 100 away from what we're doing. 420 kilometers an hour before we hit the brakes. Serious speed. Getting also down. I've done about 4 or 5 laps at this point on this amount of power, so I'm just starting to get used to it. See, squirreling away on the exit, just desperately trying to lay this power down. It does wheel spin up to about 5th gear if you let it. So serious amounts of wheel spin. You have to be really careful. 3/10 up already. Coming into the second sector, clattering the curb there. And just getting up to speed. And also, I will say that when I skipped time during quali, they just sort of reverted back to what their normal speed would have been. So clearly the simulation when you're skipping time isn't, they don't actually use the current sort of cars they've got. It's just sort of a simulated version of that, which is why in the top left, Leclerc's only just popped ahead of me, but he has actually gone ahead of us. So we do need this lap. 2 purple sectors so far. Sebastian Vettel going for his last Ferrari Monza home pole position with 2,000 horsepower. 400 kilometers an hour once again coming to the final turn. Need to get it also down nicely with 4/10 up, which is pretty solid. Really good on the brakes there. We're 5/10 up now. Can we get half a second our previous lap? Looks like we can. For the run to the line, we can indeed. And again, over 380 kilometers an hour just as we hit the line. I think there was another purple sector there. So 3 purple sectors gives us pole position for the race. Now we're going to get into a 5-lap race for this one. And we're basically just going to see what it's like racing the other cars. Over a 5-lap race, and after that we will get into a starting from the back of the grid, a 20th rather to question mark as I always call it race. But anyway, on this race we're a race straight away, trying to get a reasonable start, doing quite a good job of it actually. Not too much wheel spin, very cautious, still at full, now on full throttle. Wait till all the way to get to 5th gear at Charles Leclerc's, diving up her inside. Really nice start from him there. And just going to try to hold on the outside, but no, there's no way to do that, so he's managed to get through. Now let's see if we can get past him. Of course, everybody else on the grid has also got 2,000 horsepower. I haven't actually mentioned that, but I assumed you probably would have gathered that by now. So we're not going to have any kind of power advantage, and I've actually just doubled everything. So for example, Ferrari has got a slightly better engine than the Mercedes, I believe, in this game. So that will also apply to here, because I've just doubled each individual statistic, or each individual parameter, should we say, variable, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, back into this race, just 6/10 behind Leclerc. We're holding on to quite nicely. I have got the AI on 100 difficulty level, which is a bit less than I normally run, but obviously, they are AI. They effectively are traction control, aren't they? They're a computer, so I mean, they're always going to be a bit better than me on the exit, because they can just perfectly manage it. With this amount of power, it's almost impossible to really perfectly manage the traction on the exits of corners. So anyway, coming to the final turn, I managed to stick with Leclerc quite nicely, despite them theoretically have an advantage on the exits of corners. But as I said, this game handles really nicely. So Actually, it's not too difficult on the exit. It is difficult, but it's not, you know, insane. It doesn't just suddenly break traction, or it's quite manageable, to be honest with you, despite having 2,000 horses under your right foot. It is an awful lot. Anyway, coming through the first turn now. We have dropped back a little bit from Charles Leclerc there. Man, about a second back. Let's see if we can try and stick with him using some overtake ERS. I did actually... The battery capacity and the harvest level is a little bit wrong. It's a bit too much. You can see I can pretty much go on overtake on every single straight, and the battery will never deplete. So clearly, I've given that a bit too much. But Charles Leclerc makes a little mistake there. Can we get past him? No, not quite. Not just yet. Lane wants to get nice and close there, trying to get out of his dirty air. If I can. 3/10 back at the moment. No DRS yet. Of course, that'll be enabled at the start of the next lap, but no way through at the moment. Oh, bit of wheel spin on the exit, but managed to just about save it. And no way through at the moment, not without DRS. So let's skip ahead to when we will have DRS. End of lap 3. Here we go. Purple first sector, green middle sector. But Lewis Hamilton's actually sticking really nicely with us behind. Just half a second back. But here we go. Overtake, rich fuel, and some DRS and some slipstream. What sort of speed are we going to get to down here? 420. Not quite 421. So we just matched our previous best quali speed of 420. Didn't manage to get past Charles ahead though. He is very, very quick, trying to have a decent enough exit. Here we go. You can see the AI just naturally get a better exit than us. But actually, we did a pretty good job of that exit. Going to go to overtake ERS once again and up to rich fuel. Almost hit him there on the way through, but just managed to squeeze past. And that is first position. Now, will he be able to get us back straight away with his DRS? Let's have a look. He's sticking quite well with us at the moment. 3/10 back. Bit of dirty air, though. Isn't going to treat him too well in these couple of corners. We need a nice clean exit if we can from here, which I managed to do. Quite cautious, but I know it's important just to get the exit, even if it wasn't a fantastic one. And looks like managing to pull away. He has got some DRS. He has gained about half a tenth on us down there, but nowhere near enough to get past. Let's see how it is down the next DRS zone. DRS actually, surprisingly, I thought DRS would be more powerful, and it probably is more powerful relatively. But it's not insane. I think these cars just got so much horsepower that half the straight is a traction zone. And then it's just got enough horsepower just to power through the drag. I think the DRS is actually probably less effective, oddly, in a roundabout sort of way, despite doing a better job of reducing drag because of the increased speed. But anyway, Charles Leclerc actually not really able to make a little bit of an impact on us. Lewis Hamilton's having a little go at him there. They're side by side behind us. Charles managed to stay ahead. He actually almost hits us there. Went quite deep, but nice and comfortable then. So we're now just going to skip ahead to the end of that lap, end of lap 5 for the end of this race. We managed to put a little bit of a gap as well, 1.5 seconds. And Lewis Hamilton as well is still behind him in third position. They're actually side by side on the exit of the final corner. Looks like Charles Leclerc only just managed to keep that position there. Mercedes is a bit quicker, of course, but as I said, Ferrari has got a bit more power, and this is the temple of speed. So there we go then. First position as Sebastian Vettel. And we are now going to go straight into this starting the back of the grid race. Now, I'm going to let him back through in the first turn, but we'll have a nice normal start, trying to get a reasonable exit. That'll do from the start. But a little bit, losing a bit of power there, bit of pace, just a little bit hesitant on the throttle really. Up to Rich now though, look at this, flying past cars. But again, we're now going to sort of back out of it a bit and let all of the guys back through, because I sort of want to see how quickly we can get through with 2,000 horsepower. Because what I haven't mentioned, by the way, is that they've all got 1,000 horsepower. Probably should have mentioned, that's quite an important part. So I've now reverted all them back to normal horsepower. We've now got 2,000 horsepower, double horsepower. They've got single horsepower, if you like. And here we go, flying past them down the straight. That's 5 positions in one straight. Might be 4 actually. I think it's 4 positions in one straight. Absolutely flying past them. Nothing they could do with our superior power. Just trying to get on the power here to dive inside of Pierre Gasly. Managed to do that really nicely. Get that slowed down lovely. No problem at all. And who we got next? Carlos Sainz up next. Lean fuel at the moment. We're going to go to Rich as soon as we're able to. There we go. And look at that. It's absolutely flying past them here. No problem whatsoever. Can we get QB as well? No, not quite. Ran out of track a little bit for that. But up to P10. So that's 10 positions in a lap. And I expect there'll be a few more to be had down this straight. Here we go. Taking off like a rocket. P9, P8. Can we even get P7? I think there's no problem with that. Yeah, and even P6. Yes. No problem whatsoever. All the way up to P6, last on the grid, last after the first turn. And then we've since then gained 13 positions, I think it is. So we'll probably get both Red Bulls done this straight. I mean, I don't even know why I said probably. We probably can even get a Mercedes. Can we? They're miles ahead. Can we get it past the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton? I think we can indeed. Up his inside nicely. But actually, he's braked so late there. We didn't brake that early. We braked a bit early, but he just absolutely sent it back on outside. He was having none of it. Let's try to have a nice clean exit now, though, because we'll be able to fly past him here. There you go. See you later, Lewis. No problem whatsoever. And we've got Valtteri Bottas. There he goes. Job done. Up to P2. No problem whatsoever. So it took just over a lap to get the whole field past. Of course, Vettel has got the same car as us, so he will win this race. But there it is, another podium for us. We were Charles Leclerc at that time, we let Vettel have the win, up to P2, and there we go. That's the difference in lap time that we are all wondering. So that's, what, 8 seconds is that? Somewhere around that, maybe a little bit more than 8 seconds a lap. And we were 30, or rather, Sebastian Vettel was 37 seconds ahead of Valtteri Bottas at the end of that one. So, yeah, safe to say that 2,000 horsepower is quite a big advantage in this game, no surprise there. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.